Voltage measures the electrical potential difference between 2 points in a circuit, typically expressed in volts. An electrical system refers to the network of wires, outlets, and devices that supply electricity to a building or other structure. A 250 volts electrical system is a 3-wire system with 2 hot legs and a ground wire. The hot legs are 125 volts apart and have a potential difference of 250 volts. Neutral is not present in a 250 volt system. A 277 volts electrical system is a 3-wire system with 2 hot legs and a neutral wire. The hot legs are 120 volts apart and have a potential difference of 277 volts. Neutral is present in a 277 volt system and has a potential of 0 volts relative to ground. A 220 volts electrical system is a 2-wire system with 2 hot legs and a ground wire. The hot legs are 110 volts apart and have a potential difference of 220 volts. Neutral is not present in a 220 volt system, but each hot leg can be used as a 110 volt circuit. A 208 volts electrical system is a 3-wire system with 3 hot legs and a ground wire. The hot legs are 120 volts apart and have a potential difference of 208 volts. Neutral is not present in a 208 volt system. Most electric water heaters require 240 volts power. For a 240 volts water heater, you can use a 220 volts electrical system which consists of 2 hot legs, no neutral, or a 250 volts electrical system which also has 2 hot legs, no neutral. The 110 volts hot legs from a 220 volt system can be used to power the water heater, but you might need a special adapter or transformer to convert the voltage. To elaborate further, let's delve into the specifics of each voltage system. When dealing with a 250 volt system, understanding its configuration is crucial. This system is characterized by having 3 wires, 2 hot legs and a ground. Each hot leg carries 125 volts relative to the ground, and the potential difference between the 2 hot legs is 250 volts. The absence of a neutral wire is a key characteristic, meaning there's no direct return path for the current in the way a neutral would typically provide. Moving on to the 277 volt system, we encounter a slightly different setup. This system also has 3 wires, but instead of 2 hot legs and a ground, it features 2 hot legs and a neutral wire. The voltage between each hot leg and the neutral is approximately 120 volts, leading to a potential difference of 277 volts between the hot legs. The presence of a neutral wire allows for a balanced return path for the current, which is particularly important in lighting circuits and other applications where neutral is required for proper operation. Now, considering the 220 volt system, it typically involves a 2-wire configuration comprising 2 hot legs and a ground wire. Each hot leg carries 110 volts relative to ground, resulting in a 220 volts potential difference between them. Similar to the 250 volt system, there is no neutral wire in the 220 volt setup. However, each hot leg can be individually used as a 110 volt circuit, providing flexibility in powering different types of loads. Lastly, the 208 volt system is distinguished by its 3-wire configuration, which includes 3 hot legs and a ground wire. The voltage between each hot leg and the ground is approximately 120 volts. The potential difference between any 2 hot legs is 208 volts. Like the 250 volts and 220 volt systems, the 208 volt system does not have a neutral wire. These systems are frequently used in commercial and industrial settings for powering 3-phase equipment and machinery. When it comes to wiring a water heater, it's essential to consider the voltage requirements of the appliance. Most electric water heaters are designed to operate at 240 volts. Therefore, you can use either a 220 volt or a 250 volts electrical system, both of which have 2 hot legs and no neutral. However, if you have a 220 volt system, the 110 volts hot legs can still be used to power the water heater, but you might need a special adapter or transformer to convert the voltage to the required level. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous and should only be performed by qualified professionals who are familiar with local electrical codes and regulations. Always prioritize safety and take necessary precautions to prevent electrical shocks or fires. Additionally, it's important to note that the terms 220 volts and 240 volts are often used interchangeably, even though they refer to slightly different voltage levels. This is because the actual voltage supplied by the power company may vary slightly depending on the location and the specific electrical system in use. In general, it's best to refer to the nominal voltage level, such as 240 volts, when discussing the voltage requirements of electrical appliances and equipment. To give a further breakdown of each voltage system and its applications, let us start with the 250 volt system, which finds common usage in powering heavy-duty appliances such as large air conditioners, electric ranges, and industrial equipment. The absence of a neutral wire simplifies the wiring requirements for these types of loads, while the higher voltage level allows for more efficient power transmission over longer distances. Moving on to the 277 volt system, it is frequently employed in commercial and industrial lighting installations. The presence of a neutral wire allows for the use of energy-efficient ballast and drivers that require a neutral connection for proper operation. Additionally, the higher voltage level reduces the current draw in the circuit, which can help to minimize voltage drop and improve overall system performance. Now, considering the 220 volt system, it is commonly used in residential settings for powering appliances such as electric dryers, ovens, and water heaters. The two-wire configuration simplifies the wiring process, while the moderate voltage level is sufficient for most household applications. Additionally, the ability to use each hot leg as a 110 volt circuit provides flexibility in powering different types of loads. Lastly, the 208 volt system is often found in commercial and industrial buildings for powering three-phase equipment such as motors, pumps, and compressors. The three-wire configuration allows for efficient and balanced power distribution, while the moderate voltage level is suitable for a wide range of applications. Additionally, the absence of a neutral wire simplifies the wiring requirements for these types of loads. When selecting the appropriate voltage system for a particular application, it's essential to consider factors such as the voltage requirements of the load, the wiring configuration, the presence or absence of a neutral wire, and the overall system performance. Additionally, it's important to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the selected voltage system meets all applicable electrical codes and regulations. It's also crucial to understand the different types of electrical panels and distribution boards used in these systems. In a 250 volt system, the electrical panel typically consists of two hot buses and a ground bus. The hot buses are connected to the two hot legs of the incoming power supply, while the ground bus is connected to the grounding electrode system. Circuit breakers are installed on the hot buses to protect the circuits from overloads and short circuits. Similarly, in a 277 volt system, the electrical panel typically consists of two hot buses, a neutral bus, and a ground bus. The hot buses are connected to the two hot legs of the incoming power supply. The neutral bus is connected to the neutral wire, and the ground bus is connected to the grounding electrode system. Again, circuit breakers are installed on the hot buses to protect the circuits from overloads and short circuits. In a 220 volt system, the electrical panel typically consists of two hot buses and a ground bus, similar to the 250 volt system. The hot buses are connected to the two hot legs of the incoming power supply, and the ground bus is connected to the grounding electrode system. Circuit breakers are installed on the hot buses to protect the circuits from overloads and short circuits. Finally, in a 208 volt system, the electrical panel typically consists of three hot buses and a ground bus. The hot buses are connected to the three hot legs of the incoming power supply, and the ground bus is connected to the grounding electrode system. Circuit breakers are installed on the hot buses to protect the circuits from overloads and short circuits. When working with electrical panels, it's essential to follow proper safety procedures and wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as insulated gloves and safety glasses. Additionally, it's important to energize the circuit before working on any electrical components to prevent electrical shocks. It is also vital to ensure that the electrical panel is properly grounded to provide a safe path for fault currents. The grounding electrode system typically consists of a grounding electrode, such as a ground rod or a metal water pipe, connected to the ground bus in the electrical panel. The grounding electrode system helps to protect against electrical shocks and equipment damage in the event of a ground fault. In addition to understanding the different voltage systems and electrical panels, it's also important to be familiar with the various types of wiring methods used in electrical installations. Some common wiring methods include non-metallic sheath cable, also known as Romex, which is commonly used in residential wiring, armored cable, also known as BX, which is often used in commercial and industrial wiring, and conduit, which is used to protect wires from physical damage and moisture. Each wiring method has its own advantages and disadvantages, and the choice of wiring method depends on factors such as the type of building, the environmental conditions, and the applicable electrical codes. When installing electrical wiring, it's essential to follow proper wiring practices and use appropriate connectors and fittings. Additionally, it's important to ensure that the wires are properly supported and protected from physical damage. Always consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the wiring installation meets all applicable electrical codes and regulations. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides comprehensive guidelines for safe electrical installations. The NEC is updated every 3 years, and it's important to stay current with the latest edition. The NEC covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, grounding, overcurrent protection, and equipment installation. It also provides specific requirements for different types of occupancies, such as residential, commercial, and industrial buildings. Familiarizing yourself with the NEC is essential for ensuring safe and compliant electrical installations. For example, NEC Table 310.15b16 provides ampacity ratings for various types of conductors based on their size and insulation type. This table is used to determine the appropriate size of conductors for different circuit loads. Additionally, NEC Article 250 covers grounding and bonding requirements, which are critical for ensuring electrical safety. Understanding these and other NEC requirements is essential for anyone involved in electrical work. Finally, it's important to remember that electrical work can be dangerous and should only be performed by qualified professionals who are familiar with local electrical codes and regulations. Always prioritize safety and take necessary precautions to prevent electrical shocks or fires. By understanding the different voltage systems, electrical panels, wiring methods, and NEC requirements, you can ensure safe and reliable electrical installations. And to summarize the key differences between the voltage systems, let's revisit the configuration of each. Firstly, the 250-volt system has 2 hot legs and a ground without a neutral. Secondly, the 277-volt system has 2 hot legs, a neutral, and a ground. Thirdly, the 220-volt system has 2 hot legs and a ground without a neutral. And finally, the 208-volt system has 3 hot legs and a ground without a neutral. Remember to consult a qualified electrician for specific applications.